Yes, I understand. But nothing, no, huh? Look, Lieutenant Kernan, I'm not telling you how to do your job. But you must know who these people are. You got files on all of Hammett's people, don't you?
What we've got and what we can prove are two different things, Mr. Ryan. We can't keep tails on all of them every minute. That's harassment. Hammett's been questioned and he's covered. Look, I wish I could do better for you. All I can say is we're working on it.
All right. All right, Lieutenant, look, if there's any change, anything at all, you can call us here all night, you understand? We'll be here. Thank you. Nothing at all.
The police can't help, I told you that.
You told us a lot of things, mister.
Joseph, did you speak to Tiso?
Yes, I did.
And?
He won't meet the demands. He's not going to retire.
Oh, for the love of heaven!
He's hardlining it. He has to.
The hell he does! Look, you go talk him into it.
Please, John, let Joseph finish what he was saying.
They want my uncle in Florida in 48 hours. And for the record, let me say I was for it. For Siobhan's sake and for other reasons. I asked them to go along with it.
It can't have been easy on you, Joseph.
But Tiso says nothing doing. Then what's he doing about it, huh?
You don't understand the ramifications, John.
Oh, I've understood. From the day my daughter first laid eyes on you, mister.
You don't understand. This isn't the kind of business you can turn over overnight. There are enormous risks involved.
Yeah, sure there are risks. But risks to who? To my daughter, to my grandchild. There's your uncle sitting up there in his hospital room with a triple guard around him. You walk down the street with 6 thugs to protect you.
Joseph, are you saying that if Tiso gives in, then Siobhan is in more danger?
He thinks so, yes. I can't lie to you. It's a possibility. Well, first of all, if she saw one of the guys that's holding her, they may not want to risk future identification.
You mean they wouldn't keep their word?
They may, for now, but later, who knows? And Tiso in Florida, be very vulnerable there.
Oh, what you're suggesting is that they rub Tiso out, then they get the rest of the family. Is that it?
It may be hard for you to believe, but Tiso cares as much about that baby as anybody does. He also loves Siobhan.
Well, that's some kind of love. Almost as nice as yours is, mister. Look, I don't care what the risk is to you or your uncle. I want my daughter home. I want the two of yous out of her life.
John, that's enough. Please, it's not helping anything. Joseph, we know that you're suffering and that you never meant any of this to happen. But we've got to know more than that. You've got to tell us. What is Tiso planning? I mean, surely he's not just going to say no and let it go at that, trusting that these people are bluffing. I mean, there's been too much bloodshed for that already.
Well, Tiso's angrier than I've ever seen him. He's not going to let them get away with this. He's called a meeting tonight at the hospital.
Oh, beautiful. My daughter's a hostage, and he's calling a meeting.
A meeting of who?
People that support him. They're going to try and locate her and get her back.
They're going to succeed in getting her killed. That's what they're going to do.
They won't do anything to endanger her.
Well, you expect him to believe that now?
Joseph, please. John and I both would like to believe that these people can locate her, bring her back here without any violence. But if they can't find her, and Tiso holds out, in heaven's name, what is next?
Hey, Joey's wife. I brought you some coffee. Yeah, come on, have some.
What's gonna happen to me?
Hi. I could do with a little friendship and moral support.
Huh. Funny. So could I. Isn't that just a touch dramatic?
Well, I got into a fight with an ambulance and lost. Like, I don't know how helpful I can be for you.
Actually, you can't be. There's not a damn thing anybody can say or do, so let's just not talk about it, shall we? Tell me about you. Are you feeling better?
Worse, if anything. Nobody seems to be able to help her either, least of all me.
Oh, how well I know the feeling. Would you like some brandy?
Please. Maeve's been to see her, Al Pagano's had a session with her, and neither of them got very far. And we're all in agreement that her reaction is a bit out of line.
Oh, come on, Roger. After being terrified by a gorilla?
Ray, she's safe now. She's been safe for nearly 48 hours. She's surrounded by supportive people, but she isn't responding. Gradually getting back to some reality, she seems to be becoming more and more unhinged. Now, psychiatrists and I both think that the fear engendered by this specific incident may have triggered something that is more complicated. But what the hell's it got to do with me? She doesn't want to have me anywhere near her. She's terrified of me.
Poor darling.
I just want my wife back. I want her to know how much I care about her. Dozen times since we split up, I had the chance to tell her straight out, but I didn't grab at it. Pride, stupidity.
Ah, yes, and anger.
Exactly. I'd see her, and I'd make an effort to be civil. Let's have a cup of coffee. Why don't we sit and talk? But she wouldn't have any of it. Her association with Novotny scared me, so I went to her, and I begged her to be careful. But she delighted in letting me know how little she needed me.
Well, if a person is going to reject every single offer of help that you make them, then what are you supposed to do? I mean, if they are determined to be willful and stupid, what the hell are you supposed to do? Aren't you the one that's always lecturing on letting go?
What's this all about?
Sorry, you touched a nerve.
What's Kimberly done now?
Oh, gotten engaged.
Seneca's going to marry her?
Mm-hmm. Of course, there is a fringe benefit. Your sister will get her divorce, and my daughter will get, as usual, what she wants.
How did she manage it?
Wonderfully. She staged a touching and poignant scene for Seneca, told him that the only thing in the world she wanted was to get married. He very wisely refused, so she went off into the night, leaving behind a laboratory report showing a pregnancy test that was positive.
Kim's pregnant.
She then allowed all of us to worry ourselves sick for a while. Seneca was panicked that she might do something to herself or the baby.
Have an abortion.
Mm-hmm. And I was in favor of it. May sound hard-hearted, but I thought it was the only way out. Of course, Kim didn't want a way out, and Seneca fell for it. She came back, he was wild with relief, and he offered to marry her as soon as possible.
Look, Ray, I know it's not what you want for Kim, but it could be worse. Seneca does love her, and he does want a wife and a family.
In which case, he's going to be very disappointed. He'll get his child bride, but there won't be any baby. She's not pregnant. She told me that. Whole thing is a fraud.
Hey, how do you feel?
Wonderful. I've never been happier.
You haven't been sick or anything?
No. I guess I'm just lucky. You know, a lot of women don't get morning sickness.
Yeah, I know. I'm a doctor, remember?
My husband, the doctor.
My wife, the...
Little girl?
No.
I'm going to be a good wife to you, Seneca. We're going to be very happy. I promise.
I haven't the slightest doubt of that. And to that end, I have already made some plans. Set things in motion. I saw Jillian this morning. She was extremely cooperative. And the next step is a Dominican Republic divorce. I've already spoke to a travel agent, booked some space. And then I had another thought.
What?
How would you like to come with me? Get married down there.
Leon's gone out for some food. Chinese suit you? There, so you can eat a little better. Can't have you starving a kid, can we? Joey wouldn't like that. Here's some coffee. Wanna sip? Look out, it's hot. Okay, Miss Independent. You want a blanket?
Please?
Here, catch.
Thank you.
Anything else you want?
I want to know what you're going to do with me.
I guess Joey married you for a sense of humor. Besides everything else.
I don't think that's particularly funny.
You don't? I'm sorry. Just the thought of you sitting there all tied up, talking about your rights, struck me as kind of weird.
I'm a weird kind of person. I'm not going to take this off or anything. I really don't want to be able to identify you.
Weird, but smart.
Right. So what's your plan for me?
You know, that depends on Joey's Uncle Tiso.
If he does what you tell him and retires to Florida, what happens next?
You heard me tell Joe. He gets you back, you live happy ever after.
What if he says no and he won't retire?
That would be sad for everybody. Sad and stupid.
Do you have any kids?
2, so what?
Your wife, does she know what kind of a business it is you're in?
I sell real estate. And my lady knows the less questions she asks, the healthier it is for her. She likes it that way. And that's the way it should be. I don't care how much of this women's lib junk you girls swallow. Some things are a man's world. Now, if you hadn't gotten involved with Tiso saving his life and making extra trouble for my boss, nobody would have bothered you. We have certain rules we like to keep when it comes to wives and kids.
You got rules, then I guess I have rights.
You better learn to stay in line, honey. You get in a lot of trouble that way. Like that night on the elevator. You should have let our boy take out the old man then and there.
You know, if you want to talk to me, maybe you could stand in one place, because when you walk back and forth like that, you know, I get confused. I can't really hear what you say.
Nothing to hear. I was just telling you to mind your business. Stay healthy that way. You still cold?
I'm hungry.
Maybe a little scared? Don't worry, babe. We'll be having some news soon.
You said you'd give him 48 hours.
Sure. But I'm expecting to hear from a friend of ours. He's gonna let us know all about the old man's reactions to Joey's news.
What friend? How would he know that?
You ask too many questions. There we go. I'll be right back. Don't go away, huh?
Not pregnant? How? She can't get away with that.
Of course she can. At least long enough to get Seneca to the altar. And after that, well, she'll come up with something. Kim's very inventive. She got where she is right now by faking a lab report.
Amazing.
Oh, what's amazing is how much energy my child is willing to invest in ruining her life.
Look, Ray, somebody has got to warn Seneca.
No.
For everybody's sake. Look, you didn't want this to happen to Kim. You've said so all along.
I have also said that I am in her power. She still has those papers that prove that I framed Frank, and she is still willing to send me to prison.
Look, you don't even have to be involved. I can find a discreet way to tip Seneca off.
No, you will not.
Nobody could even trace it to you.
She will. She has a way of finding out the things she needs to know. And so do I, Roger.
I can't believe that she'd turn you in.
I can. Now, I may be misjudging her, but I don't want to find out. If she's capable of blackmail, she's capable of carrying it through. Besides, she's got some pretty complicated feelings about me. There's a part of her that does love me, I believe that. But she also hates me. And I don't want to wait around and find out which side wins. So you don't take any chances with my life. You keep your mouth shut and you let Seneca marry her.
Ray, in all conscience.
When? have either one of us been particularly burdened with a conscience.
Granted, Seneca has never been my best friend, but he has been generous to me.
How?
He allowed me to get back into my profession.
Aren't you rewriting history, love? As I recall you telling it to me, you blackmailed him. I don't remember the exact details, but I sure do remember the mode of operation. No, I'd say that we're the people who should be best friends. We have so much in common.
Money, charm, good looks.
And, if necessary, a talent for blackmail.
You don't have to spell it out, Ray.
Okay. Then not a hint to him that she may not be pregnant.
All right. I'll keep your secrets as usual, and you will keep mine.
Isn't it nice how things always even out?
Nice for everybody but Seneca.
You'd really do that, wouldn't you? You'd take me right down there and marry me right away.
Well, the last I heard, you were in a big hurry.
Well, I am, but it's just that I love you.
That's the whole idea, isn't it?
It's a wonderful romantic idea, but
You decided you don't want to marry me after all.
no. I want the whole world to know I'm marrying you.
Well, they will, I imagine.
I don't want them just to know it. I want them to be there, too.
The whole world?
No. Just some very special people. All the people who thought it was never going to work. Like my mother. All the people who thought I was much too young for you.
Or that I was too old for you.
Uh-huh. All the people that thought I'd never make you happy. I want them to be there when we take our vows and see how much in love we are. Am I crazy? Is it awful? Because it's important.
No, no, no. It's not awful at all. We'll do it your way.
Otherwise, it's going to look like we're hiding or running away because we're ashamed. I want a real wedding. Not a big bash with bridesmaids, but something small and simple that we'll always remember. And so will they.
Whatever you want, any way you want it. But we'll go down to the Dominican Republic together, okay? We'll get married here. But let's make it fast. So I can get down to the business of making you happy.
You do that already.
I hate to say this, but you know what scares me the most about this, don't you? What Siobhan's liable to do.
Oh, she'd do exactly what they tell her to do, John. She must be scared half out of her mind.
Exactly. And when Siobhan is scared, she gets mad.
That's a family failing, isn't it?
Now, what is that supposed to mean?
No, I wasn't saying whether she gets the trait from you or from me. She'll come through this, dear. She has to. Oh, darling.
Well, I was hoping you've heard something.
No, we were told not to expect anything for a while. Come sit. Tell me, has Dee improved?
Sad. Roger's really afraid there's a real emotional breakdown going on there.
Oh, poor Dee.
Well, she's never been stable. We all know that. But I'm just afraid that this last episode will cancel out any progress she's made with therapy or with Roger.
How much can one person take?
But, Johnny, I think that depends on the person. Listen, both of you. Siobhan will not cave in. Whatever's happening, wherever she is, she'll be strong and she'll be brave about it.
I tell you, Dee had more chance with that gorilla than Siobhan has with those hoods.
Now stop it. Don't terrify yourself with possibilities. Think about Siobhan and how you know her. She's smart, she's quick, she's tough. And she's got tremendous staying power. You know, the one thing I've always thought about Siobhan is that she's absolutely indomitable.
John.
Oh. I'm sorry, sweetheart. Yeah, sure, Siobhan's indomitable. So was Mary.
What do you mean, no go? How can Devontae hold on? He ain't got nothing to hold on with. What's he trying to do, get the girl knocked off? Now, that's a thought. I never did buy that he was so happy when Joey married her in the first place. Yeah, I know she's having a kid. That's why I think the old man's gonna come through in the end. Don't matter one way or the other, though, because we're gonna have to take her out anyway. She recognized me. How the hell do I know how? Wearing a blindfold the whole time. Maybe she remembered my voice from the night on the elevator. What's the difference? She seen me once, and she could testify. Too damn smart for her own good. Come on, man. I know you never will. In fact, I think we might as well go ahead and get her down the phone. I ain't going to get smart and then things over the long. People will do just enough time to turn around. And then they get through. I know. What's the difference? The world isn't loving a lot in a cold. Okay, hon, everything's... What the hell, you damn fool! Get back here! Oh!